Why, hello there. It is 31 days until Elden Ring comes out on February 25th, 2022, and this is the Elden Wait Countdown, where every day I read another item description from the network test, and on days like today, gush more about the footage we saw yesterday. Let's get into it. And I just want to say that I've crossed 9,000 subscribers. Thank you so much. I knew I was on my way, but we are rushing towards 10K before the release of Elden Ring, and it is amazing, and I think we will get there. So if you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. Thanks. Anyways, let's talk more about the presentation that Katao did yesterday, and one scene in particular, my favorite scene of the footage that was shown yesterday at the Taipei Game Show during the hour-long presentation with Katao. And I want to talk more about this scene because it encompasses so much of what I love about From Software designs, both for the player character and for the enemies. So first I want to show you the scene without commentary, and then I'll get into it.
で霊体自体も強化することもできますし、あと様々な種類がいますので、ここのシチュエーションではこの霊体を呼び出そうという形で、そういう霊体を選ぶ楽しさ、成長させる楽しさっていうのもあるかと思います。
結構敵をかき乱してくれてましたね。
そうですね。なのでやっぱり特にボス戦とかだといわゆるターゲットを取ってくれるので、難しいところでも結構助かるかなという形で。
So now that we've seen it, first of all, it is a great juxtaposition to go from the Bloody Wolf armor set with a sword to this merry man holding his dual whips. Then we have these demi-human bird monsters. From has a strong tradition of having horrifying bird monsters, and Elden Ring is no exception. This is a perfect example of a From enemy in my opinion. It has this bizarre design where it is part bird and part person/monster, but you have the wings on their lower back, which doesn't seem practical at all, and also makes it feel a bit like the head of a bird was replaced with the upper body of a goblin person. And then you have this horrible huge mouth that looks straight out of Attack on Titan, so there is a lot of surrealism and horror happening in this design. But then you have the animation. They have this derpy slinking jog. It looks silly as well as kind of horrifying. And then you have this inhuman crouch where it gets down on all fours and shows off its titan mouth as it lets out a scream. And then there's this leaping attack where they open their mouths wide and let their weird hip wings give them this extended leap, and they reach out at the player with their talons and are unceremoniously brought to the ground by a flurry of whip swings. And in the background of this, you see another one of them attack your summon with what might be the same or a different leaping attack, and with the wolf out of range and them using their improbable wings, they come smacking face first to the ground and roll haphazardly across the ground. The animation of this attack not only makes sense given their ungainly form, but also characterizes a viciousness and recklessness with which they attack. The animation work grounds these ridiculous looking enemies by thoughtfully considering how their forms would work in a physical space, and gives them comedic and horrifying elements that I find to be a part of From's best enemy designs. And as a final touch of comedy in this scene, the player is attacking the enemy straight ahead, but in their flurry of swings knocks an enemy immediately back out of frame as they come in for an attack. It's a good presentation of some great From Software designs. And now that I've finished gushing about the Taipei Game Show, I'm going to talk about the final blood item description, and today we have the Arteria Leaf. And the Arteria Leaf says dark red leaves with thick, swollen veins, material used for crafting items. Exceedingly rare to find. A faint pulse can be felt in the veins, stirs the blood, providing an enlivening effect. So the Arteria Leaf does not mention the Lord of Blood, but is instead about blood in general. And it has such a gross description with these pulsing leaves with thick, swollen veins. It's nasty. Plants in the lands between are so interesting. They grow from the Erd tree leaves, they grow in fallen blood, and they also pulse with blood themselves. Oh, and they also try to squash you and rain magic down on you. But in a land where a giant magic tree is the key feature, this isn't surprising. And there you have it, day 31, as we creep ever closer to the remaining 4 weeks until Elden Ring launches. As mentioned in the video yesterday, it is confirmed that Elden Ring has gone gold, and they are working on a day 1 patch at this point, so it will come out on February 25th. And in case you didn't see the video yesterday, Katao also mentioned that the item descriptions in the closed network test were not finalized, which means they may change from the closed network test to the final game, and that has me super excited because then I can compare and contrast see what changed, and see what they left out upon release. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like, and if you want more item descriptions and news about Elden Ring leading up to launch, and then you want tons of lore content and comparing and contrasting item descriptions after launch, please consider subscribing to the Lore Hunter. Thanks for watching.